My name is Ethan Cole, and if you asked anyone 5 years ago who built Victoria Cole's empire, they'd say her. I often joke at business dinners. But if you ask me, I'll say we built it together. Victoria usually squeezes my hand and smiles at the guests. He likes to exaggerate, she says smoothly. I just had a vision. I always reply, and I had the savings. People laugh. They think it's charming. They think we're perfect. The truth is simple. I grew up with nothing. I worked 2 jobs through college. I studied finance at night and delivered food in the morning. I built my career step by step, client by client. When I met Victoria, she had ambition but no capital. I have an idea, she told me on our 3rd date. A tech logistics platform. I just need someone who believes in me. I believe in numbers, I replied. Show me yours. She did. I stayed up 3 nights reviewing her projections. They weren't perfect, but they had potential. How much do you need? I asked her. All of it, she said softly. All of what? All your savings. I remember staring at my bank app. Years of sacrifice. Every missed vacation. Every overtime shift. If this fails, I told her we both fall. She looked into my eyes and said, then fall with me. So I transferred everything. Now she's CEO of Cole Dynamics. People stand when she enters a room. Magazines call her a visionary. They call us a power couple. At events, investors approach me. You must be proud, they say. I am, I answer. And I mean it. At least I did. Last month, during a dinner with senior managers, I noticed something small. Victoria's phone kept lighting up. She flipped it face down every time. Busy, I asked quietly. Just work, she said. You know how it is. I do, I replied. I handle half the strategy meetings. She smiled without looking at me. Of course you do. Later that night, I woke up at 2 a.m. She wasn't in bed. I walked into her office. The door was slightly open. I told you not to worry about Ethan, she whispered. I froze. A man's voice answered through the speaker, low and calm. He's smart, Victoria. He'll notice. He trusts me, she said. That's enough. I stepped back before she saw me. When she returned to bed, I pretended to be asleep. The next morning, I asked casually, late call? Yes, she said, pouring coffee. Liam needed clarification on a report. Liam Brooks? I asked. My assistant, she replied. You met him. I had. Tall. Polished. Too confident for an assistant. That afternoon, I visited the office unannounced. Employees greeted me warmly. Mr. Cole. Good to see you, sir. When I reached Victoria's floor, I saw Liam standing very close to her desk. Too close. She was laughing. He leaned down slightly. You deserve a break, Victoria. She noticed me first. Ethan, you should have told me you were coming. I like surprises, I said calmly. Liam extended his hand. Always a pleasure, Mr. Cole. Ethan, I corrected. He smiled. Of course. Ethan. I watched how comfortable he was. How comfortable she allowed him to be. On the drive home, I asked, you and Liam seem close. He's efficient, she replied. Don't be insecure. Insecure, I repeated. She sighed. I can't manage your emotions and a company at the same time. That stung. I never asked you to manage me, I said quietly. Then don't act like I owe you explanations for every conversation. I gripped the steering wheel tighter. I invested everything in you. And I turned it into millions, she snapped. We both benefited. The word felt different that day. Still, at the next networking gala, we played our roles perfectly. Look at them, someone whispered nearby. Goals. Victoria leaned into me. Smile. I am smiling. Bigger. I did. Cameras flashed. Applause followed her speech about innovation and resilience. Afterward, she pulled me aside. We're hosting a major company celebration next week. For what? I asked. For growth. For success. For us. I studied her face. Confident. Untouchable. Big event. I asked. The biggest yet, she said. Investors, media, everyone. That sounds expensive. It's strategic. I nodded slowly. And what's my role? She adjusted my tie. Stand beside me. Like always. Of course. She looked in my eyes, her voice softer now. Trust me, Ethan. Tonight will be unforgettable. Something in her tone made my chest tighten. I forced a smile. I'm sure it will be. The ballroom lights glow gold above me as I adjust my cufflinks and scan the crowd. Investors laugh near the bar. Cameras flash near the stage. I feel proud standing there. You look nervous, Victoria whispers beside me. I'm not, I say. I'm proud. You should be, she replies. This company is unstoppable. We built it together, I remind her. She smiles, but her eyes move past me. Tonight is about growth. It always is, I answer. Music fades. Applause rises as she walks onto the stage. I clap first. I always do. She speaks confidently. When I started this company, I had nothing but a vision. I nod to myself, and I was lucky to have people who believed in me. For a second, I think she will look at me. She doesn't. She continues, success is not about holding on. It's about giving back. The crowd cheers. I feel something shift in the air. As a token of appreciation, she says clearly, I'm gifting my husband's luxury car to our most dedicated intern. My heartbeat stops. At first, I think I misheard her. The crowd laughs softly, assuming it's a joke. I don't laugh. She turns toward me, smiling brightly. Ethan, stand up. My legs move on their own. I stand. She's kidding, right? An investor whispers near me. I force a grin. Victoria gestures toward the front row. Olivia Grant, please come up here. A young woman steps forward, shocked. Me? Yes, you, Victoria says warmly. You've worked day and night. Olivia climbs the steps slowly. Ma'am, this can't be real. It is, Victoria replies. I feel every eye in the room land on me. Victoria reaches into her clutch and pulls out my car keys. My car, the black Aston Martin I bought after closing my biggest deal. The one I worked 10 years for. She holds them up. This is what dedication earns. The room erupts in applause. I clap. The sound of my hands hitting each other feels distant. Olivia looks confused. Sir, are you sure? All eyes turn to me. I swallow. If my wife believes you deserve it, then you deserve it. Victoria beams. See? He supports growth. Laughter spreads. Inside, something cracks. Olivia steps closer to me. Thank you, Mr. Cole. I don't know what to say. Drive safely, I reply. My voice sounds calm. Too calm. Victoria leans toward the microphone. A car is just a symbol. We reward loyalty here. Loyalty. The word burns. As Olivia holds the keys, cameras flash wildly. I hear a low voice behind me. He didn't know. I turn slightly. It's Liam. What did you say? I ask quietly. He smirks faintly. Nothing. Big surprise, huh? I hold his gaze. Very big. He shrugs. Bold leadership move. I look back at Victoria on stage, glowing under the lights. She raises Olivia's hand. This is the culture we believe in. Applause grows louder. I keep clapping. My palms sting. When she steps down from the stage, she kisses my cheek for the cameras. Are you upset? She whispers through her smile. Should I be? I ask. It's just a car, she says softly. It was my car, I reply. Our car, she corrects. No, I say calmly. It was mine. She tightens her grip on my arm. Don't ruin this night. Wouldn't dream of it. Guests approach us immediately. Incredible gesture. So generous. You two are inspiring. Victoria laughs. We believe in investing in people. I nod silently. An investor pats my shoulder. That must have been hard. Success requires sacrifice, I say. Victoria glances at me quickly. Olivia approaches again, still overwhelmed. Sir, I can return it if this is uncomfortable. I shake my head. Enjoy it. Thank you, she says, almost trembling. When she walks away, I feel my chest tighten again. I step aside toward the balcony for air. Liam follows me. You handle that well, he says. I didn't have a choice. You always have a choice. I stare at the city lights below. Did you know? He hesitates. Victoria discusses strategies with me. So you knew. He says nothing. I exhale slowly. Interesting. Inside, music grows louder again. Victoria joins us outside. There you are, she says lightly. Why are you hiding? I needed air. You're overreacting. I'm not reacting at all. That's worse, she replies. I look at her carefully. Why didn't you tell me? Because you would have said no. Exactly. She crosses her arms. It was a symbolic move. It was public. That's the point. I feel anger rising, but I bury it. You embarrass me, I say quietly. She shakes her head. Don't make this about ego. It's not about ego. Then what is it about? Respect. She laughs once. You're being dramatic. Maybe I am. Or maybe I'm finally seeing clearly. Guess call her name from inside. She leans closer. Smile. We'll talk later. I nod slowly. Of course. She walks back inside confidently. I remain on the balcony for a moment longer. My car keys are no longer in my pocket. My achievement handed away like a prop. I feel humiliation rising, but I swallow it. Stay calm, I tell myself. Let her think she won. The ride home is silent. I keep my eyes on the road. Victoria scrolls through her phone. People loved it, she says finally. I don't answer. She sighs. Are you going to sulk all night? I'm thinking. About what? About why my wife thought humiliating me was good leadership. She rolls her eyes. There you go again. I park the car in our driveway and turn off the engine. Why would you humiliate me like that? She unbuckles her seatbelt slowly. It's just a car, Ethan. Stop being dramatic. That sentence hits harder than the applause earlier. It wasn't just a car, I say quietly. Yes, it was. It was something I earned. And we have 10 more, she snaps. Why are you acting poor? I stare at her. Because I remember being poor. She laughs under her breath. We're not those people anymore. Those people. I repeat. You know what I mean? No, I say firmly. I don't. She steps out of the car. I follow her inside. When the door closes, the silence feels heavy. You embarrass me. I say again. I empowered an employee. With my property. Our property, she corrects. No, I reply. You made that decision alone. She tosses her purse on the table. I'm the CEO. I make bold moves. At my expense. At the company's benefit. I shake my head. You didn't even warn me. Because you would have tried to stop me. Yes. Exactly. The word lands like a slap. So my opinion doesn't matter? I ask. She crosses her arms. Not when it limits growth. I invested everything in that company. And I multiplied it, she fires back. We did it together. Her jaw tightens. You keep saying that. Because it's true. She walks closer, her voice colder. Do you know how hard I worked? How many nights I stayed awake? I was there, I reply. Were you? She challenges. Or were you just signing checks? That hurts more than the car. I built the financial strategy, I say slowly. I secured the first investors. And I built the vision, she says. Without me, there is no company. Without me, there is no funding, I think. But I don't say it. She studies my face. Why are you looking at me like that? Like what? Like I betrayed you. I allowed a hollow laugh. Didn't you? It was a business gesture. It felt personal. That's your insecurity talking. Insecurity? I repeat. Yes, she says sharply. You hate that I'm the face of this company. I stare at her in disbelief. I push you to be the face. Because you didn't want the pressure. Because I wanted you to shine. She scoffs. You always act like you sacrificed so much. I did. We both did. She corrects again. No, I say quietly. You're rewriting history. Her eyes flash. I built this empire. With my capital. With my brain, she counters. The room feels smaller. Do you even hear yourself? I ask. Yes, she says confidently. I hear a man who can't handle that his wife outgrew him. That's the moment something inside me shifts. Outgrew me. So that's what this is? I ask. You're stuck in the past, Ethan, she says. I'm thinking bigger. Big enough to cut me out? She doesn't answer immediately. That silence tells me everything. I take a step back. Do you still see me as your partner? Of course, she replies quickly. In what way? She hesitates. I feel it clearly now. She doesn't respect me. Not as an equal. Not as the man who risked everything. Just as a supportive shadow. I need air, I say. Don't be childish, she replies. I'm not being childish, I say calmly. I'm realizing something. And what is that? That you don't value me. She laughs bitterly. You're unbelievable. No, I say. I've just been blind. I grab my phone and walk into my study. She calls after me. Where are you going? To think. The door closes behind me. My hands shake slightly, but my mind feels clear for the first time tonight. I scroll through my contacts and stop at one name. Daniel Reed. He warned me years ago. Never mix love and majority shares, he said once. Feelings change. Contracts don't. I press call. He answers on the second ring. Ethan? This late? I need to prepare documents. I say. There's a pause. For divorce. For something bigger. I reply. His tone shifts instantly. What happened? She crossed the line. Financially? Emotionally? I say. Publicly. He exhales. Do you want control? I think about the stage. The applause. The keys leaving my hand. Yes, I say quietly. I want control. You still hold the majority, he reminds me. I know. Then you don't need permission. I look toward the door, hearing Victoria moving around outside. She thinks I'm replaceable. I say. Are you? Daniel asks. No. Then stop acting like you are. Silence fills the line for a moment. What exactly are we preparing? He asks carefully. I look at the framed photo on my desk, Victoria and me on launch day, smiling like equals. We're preparing leverage, I say. And if it destroys the marriage? I close my eyes. She already started that. Daniel's voice lowers. Once we move, there's no going back. I think about her words. Outgrew me. No, I say firmly. There isn't. All right, he replies. I'll start drafting. When I hang up, I feel something unfamiliar. Not anger. Not heartbreak. Clarity. In the living room, I hear Victoria laughing on another call. I sit back in my chair and whisper to myself, you wanted bold leadership. The bombshell begins forming in my mind, and I'm about to give it to you. I meet Daniel in his office the next morning. He closes the door and looks at me carefully. You look different. I feel different, I reply. Good or bad? Clear. He nods and spreads several documents across the table. Let's start simple. Legally, you own 51%. I know what I signed. I say. Do you? He asks. Because you never acted like it. I lean back in my chair. I didn't want the spotlight. You transferred voting power to yourself quietly, he reminds me. You structured the early funding rounds under your holding company. Because investors trusted me. And because you're smarter than most of them, he adds. I don't smile. Victoria wanted control. You gave her operational control, he corrects. Not ownership. I remember the day clearly. Put the shares in my name, she told me back then. It looks stronger. It looks risky, I replied. Don't you trust me? I do, I said. But I still kept 51% under my private entity. I told myself it was protection for both of us. Now it feels like protection for me alone. Daniel taps the papers. If you call a board review, you win. I don't want drama, I say. You already have drama. I exhale slowly. What about liability? If financial misconduct is proven, she's exposed, he answers. Misconduct? I repeat. He slides another folder toward me. I think you should talk to Maya. I hesitate. She left abruptly. She didn't leave, he says. She was pushed. That night, I call Maya Thompson. She answers cautiously. Ethan, I need to meet. There's silence. Is this about Victoria? Yes. We meet at a quiet cafe. You look tired, she says when she sees me. I am. She studies my face. You finally noticed? Notice what? That you're not her partner anymore. You're her shield. I swallow that. What happened before you left? I ask. She stirs her coffee slowly. I question a transfer. What transfer? 3 million redirected into a consulting firm. Which firm? She looks at me directly. Brooks Advisory. Liam. I ask. Yes. I feel my jaw tighten. For what service? Undefined growth strategy, she replies. No formal contract. I process that. Victoria approved it. She overruled me. Why didn't you tell me? I tried, she says softly. You said you trusted her. That memory hits hard. I rub my temples. Was it illegal? It's suspicious, she answers carefully. And it's escalating. Escalating how? More transfers. Smaller amounts. Harder to trace. I lean forward. Are you saying she's stealing? I'm saying someone is moving money without transparency. And you think it's her and Liam. I think she trusts him too much. I sit back, my chest heavy. This isn't just about the car, is it? Maya asks quietly. No, I admit. It never was. She watches me carefully. What are you going to do? I don't know yet. You do, she says. I look down at my hands. She didn't just give away my car. She gave away respect, and maybe more than that. I built safeguards, I say slowly. Maya nods. You always did. I never wanted control, I admit. I wanted balance. Balance requires honesty, she replies. I pull out my phone and open the shareholder agreement. I hold majority through Cole Holdings, I say. Yes, she confirms. You always did. I let her act like she owned everything. You loved her, she says simply. I nod once. And now, she asks. Now I see cracks everywhere. She leans forward. If you call for a financial audit, the board must comply. And if misconduct is confirmed, then leadership is questioned. Leadership, her identity, our image. I feel something heavy settle in my chest. Do you want revenge? Maya asks carefully. No, I answer honestly. I want truth. And if truth destroys her, I hesitate. I can't protect someone who won't respect me. Maya's voice softens. You're finally choosing yourself. I stand slowly. Will you testify if needed? Yes, she says without hesitation. I nod. Then we prepare. When I step outside, the air feels colder. I call Daniel immediately. She authorized questionable transfers. I tell him. Evidence. I'm getting it. He pauses. Are you ready for what this means? I am. You understand this could remove her as CEO. I close my eyes briefly. She removed me first. That's emotional, he warns. No, I reply. It's factual. He stays quiet. I stayed silent for years. I continue. I let her shine. I let her take credit. I let her make decisions. And now I use my voice. He exhales slowly. Then we move carefully. Draft the audit request, I say. Done. As I hang up, I feel something settle inside me. Not anger. Not sadness. Authority. I whisper to myself. You wanted bold moves. For the first time in a long while, I'm not reacting. I'm deciding, and I will no longer stay silent. The house feels colder now. Victoria barely looks at me in the mornings. Busy today? I ask over breakfast. I'm always busy, she replies without lifting her eyes. With Liam. She pauses for half a second. With my executive team. I didn't ask about your team. She sets her coffee down harder than needed. What are you implying? Nothing, I say calmly. Just asking. She stands. Stop acting suspicious. I'm not acting, I answer quietly. She leaves without another word. Later that week, I see them together at a restaurant downtown. I hadn't planned to be there, but I walk in and freeze when I spot them near the window. Victoria is leaning forward, smiling in a way she hasn't smiled at me in months. Liam says something that makes her laugh. I step closer. Business dinner? I ask. She looks up sharply. Ethan. Liam straightens. We were discussing expansion. Over wine. I ask. Victoria's eyes harden. You're embarrassing yourself. I seem to be good at that lately. I reply. Liam clears his throat. Perhaps I should. Yes, I say, looking directly at him. You should. He leaves the table. Victoria leans closer to me. Stop following me. I wasn't. Then trust me. I did, I say. Look where that got me. She exhales sharply. You're paranoid. Am I? She doesn't answer. Back at the office, rumors grow louder. I hear whispers when I walk past employees. They're always together. Late meetings. Closed doors. I don't confront her again. Instead, I focus on numbers. Maya sits across from me in a private meeting room. Here, she says, sliding a folder toward me. I open it. These are the transfers. I ask. Yes. Approved solely by her and processed under Liam's department. I flip through pages. Why split them into smaller amounts? To avoid attention, she replies. I feel my jaw tighten. Total, nearly 8 million over 4 months. I lean back slowly. For undefined consulting. Yes. I close the file carefully. Prepare a full breakdown. I already did, she says. I nod. Good. That afternoon, I attend another board meeting. Victoria stands at the head of the table. Quarterly growth exceeded projections, she announces confidently. I listen quietly. When she finishes, I raise my hand slightly. I have a question about discretionary spending, I say. Her smile fades slightly. This isn't the agenda. It should be. She looks at me directly. We can discuss that privately. I prefer transparency, I reply. The room grows tense. She sets her tablet down. Stay out of company matters. Her tone is sharp. Public. Several board members glance at me. I smile calmly. As you wish. The meeting continues as if nothing happened. But everything has changed. Afterward, one board member approaches me quietly. Is there an issue? He asks. Not yet, I answer. That night, I sit in my study with Daniel on speakerphone. She shut you down publicly? He asks. Yes. Good. Good. I repeat. She's overconfident, he explains. That makes people careless. She's already careless. Then timing is everything, he says. I look at the shareholder documents in front of me. I've prepared the emergency motion, Daniel continues. All you need to do is invoke majority control. And when I do, an immediate audit, temporary suspension of executive authority if misconduct appears credible. That will destroy her image. She chose image over partnership, he reminds me. I stay silent. He lowers his voice. When you speak, everything will change. I glance toward the hallway, hearing Victoria's heels clicking on the marble floor. I'm not doing this out of jealousy. I say, I know. I'm doing it because she crossed legal lines. And personal ones, he adds. Yes. After the call ends, Victoria walks into my study. Were you on the phone with Daniel? She asks. Yes. About what? Business. She laughs lightly. Now you care about business? I always did. She studies me carefully. You're different lately. So are you. She folds her arms. If you're planning something, don't. Planning what? Trying to challenge me. I meet her eyes steadily. Do you think I can't? She hesitates. I built the foundation, I say quietly. Don't forget that. Her expression hardens. I surpassed it. I nod slowly. We'll see. She shakes her head. You're not as powerful as you think. I almost smile. Maybe, I reply. She turns to leave. Don't interfere with my leadership again. As you wish, I say once more. When she's gone, I open the folder again. Majority shareholder. 51%. I trace the number with my finger. I'm not reacting anymore. I'm waiting. Waiting for the perfect stage. Waiting for the right audience. Waiting for the moment when confidence turns into shock. The tension builds quietly around us. She thinks I'm sidelined. She thinks I'm harmless. I close the folder carefully and whisper to myself, not yet. The storm is coming, and I will choose when it breaks. The investor conference hall is packed. I sit in the second row, watching Victoria on stage. She looks confident, flawless, unstoppable. Our expansion into international markets will double revenue within 18 months, she says smoothly. Applause follows. I fold my hands calmly. She continues, with strategic advisory partnerships guiding us, our future is secured. Strategic advisory partnerships. I almost smile. She clicks to the next slide. Charts, growth curves, vision statements. And under my leadership, she adds, coal dynamics will redefine the industry. I stand up. I like to say a few words, I say calmly. Every head turns toward me. Victoria pauses mid-sentence. This isn't the time, Ethan. Oh, I reply evenly, it's the perfect time. A murmur spreads across the room. She forces a tight smile. We can discuss personal matters later. This isn't personal, I say. It's structural. The word lands heavily. One investor raises his hand. Is there an issue? Yes, I answer clearly. Victoria steps away from the podium slightly. Ethan, sit down. I can't. Her eyes flash. You're embarrassing yourself. No, I say quietly. Not this time. I walk toward the stage. Security hesitates, unsure. I am Ethan Cole. I say into the microphone once I reach it. Co-founder of this company. Victoria cuts in sharply. Symbolic co-founder. I look at her. Majority shareholder. Silence. A board member leans forward. What did you say? I hold 51% of voting shares through Cole Holdings, I state clearly. The room erupts in whispers. Victoria's face drains of color. That's not relevant to this presentation. It's relevant to governance, I reply. She steps closer to me. You're mistaken. I'm not. I pull a folder from my briefcase and hand copies to the front row. Shareholder registry, I say. Signed and filed. An investor flips through the pages quickly. This is legitimate. Victoria's voice lowers. You're lying. I meet her eyes. No. The room feels electric. I continue. As majority shareholder, I am invoking my right to initiate an immediate financial review. Liam suddenly stands from his seat near the aisle. This is inappropriate. I look at him directly. Sit down. He stiffens. You're misrepresenting internal strategy. $8 million transferred to Brooks Advisory without formal contract. I say clearly. Signed by Victoria Cole. Processed under Liam Brooks. Gasps ripple through the hall. Victoria whispers harshly, "Stop this." I keep my voice steady. Here are the transaction records. I hand another set of papers to the board. One board member flips pages rapidly. These signatures are yours, Victoria. She swallows. They were approved for growth initiatives. Undefined initiatives, I reply. Liam steps forward. Those funds were strategic. Show the deliverables, I say. He opens his mouth, but says nothing. The silence is louder than any accusation. Victoria grips the podium. This is sabotage. No, I say quietly. This is accountability. Her eyes burn into mine. You're doing this over a car? I lean closer, so only she hears my next words, but the microphone still catches them. I applauded you when you gave away my car, I say quietly. Now I'm taking back what's mine. The words hang in the air. An investor stands. We demand clarification. Another adds, if majority ownership is confirmed, procedure must be followed. The board chairman rises slowly. Given this information, we are obligated to call for an immediate internal investigation. Victoria turns to him. You can't be serious. He responds firmly. We have no choice. Liam tries again. This is a misunderstanding. Then you won't fear an audit, I reply. He clenches his jaw. From the side of the room, I notice Olivia standing near the media section. She looks pale. She approaches the stage cautiously. Mr. Cole, what's happening? I look at her gently. This isn't about you. She glances at Victoria, confused and frightened. Victoria snaps. Go back to your seat, Olivia. The sharpness in her voice makes Olivia flinch. I turn back to the investors. Effective immediately, Executive Financial Authority is suspended pending review. Victoria shakes her head. You can't do this alone. I'm not alone, I reply. I'm majority. The chairman nods reluctantly. Temporary suspension is in effect until findings are concluded. The room feels like it's tilting. Victoria steps closer to me, her voice trembling with anger. You planned this. Yes. You pretended to support me. I supported you for years. You betrayed me. I look at her calmly. You betrayed us first. Liam steps back slowly, distancing himself. I did nothing wrong, he mutters. Then prove it, I say. Victoria's hand shakes slightly. You're destroying everything. I'm protecting it. She laughs bitterly. You couldn't stand in my shadow. I built the foundation you're standing on. The chairman clears his throat. We will adjourn this conference. Legal teams will convene immediately. Reporters begin whispering urgently. Investors cluster in tight circles. The power in the room shifts visibly. Victoria looks smaller somehow. She leans close to me, her voice barely audible. You've humiliated me. I hold her gaze. Now you understand how that feels. She steps back slowly. I turn to the audience one last time. This company was built on trust, I say steadily. And trust requires transparency. No one argues. As security escorts executives backstage for emergency discussions, I remain standing. I don't feel victorious. I feel steady. For the first time in weeks, my hands are not shaking. I watch as authority transfers in real time. Board members surround me now instead of her. Investors direct questions at me. Liam avoids my eyes. Olivia looks at me with quiet realization. Victoria stands alone at the edge of the stage. The shift is undeniable. Power no longer sits where it used to. And I know, without doubt, that nothing between us will ever be the same again. The audit takes 3 weeks. 3 silent, heavy weeks. Daniel calls me first. It's confirmed. How bad? I ask. Unauthorized transfers. Conflict of interest. Breach of fiduciary duty. I close my eyes. All signed. Yes. By her. And processed through Liam. I nod slowly. Thank you. At the emergency board meeting, the atmosphere feels colder than ever. Victoria sits across from me, composed but pale. This was strategic growth spending, she insists. Every dollar aimed to expand the company. A board member responds, without transparency? It was confidential, she snaps. Confidential to whom? Another asks. I stay silent. Liam clears his throat. There was no personal benefit. I look at him. Then why was your firm the recipient? It was advisory, he replies stiffly. Show the deliverables, I say. He has none. Victoria turns to me. Say something. I already did. I answer. She glares. Tell them I wasn't stealing. I can't defend what I didn't approve. Her voice shakes slightly. You're enjoying this. No, I say calmly. I'm enduring it. The chairman speaks firmly. Given the findings, we move to vote on executive removal. Victoria's head snaps toward him. You can't. We can, he replies. She looks at me one last time before the vote. The result is unanimous. Effective immediately, she is removed as CEO. Silence follows. She stands slowly. You'll regret this. I meet her eyes. I already regret enough. Liam avoids looking at anyone as security escorts him out for further questioning. Investors approach me afterward. We need stability. You'll have it, I assure them. Can you lead? Yes. For the first time, I don't hesitate. That night, the house feels different. Victoria sits on the couch, staring at nothing. I close the door behind me. It's done, she says without looking up. Yes. She laughs weakly. They chose you. They chose accountability. Her voice cracks. You ruined me. I stand across from her. No. You ruined yourself the day you forgot who stood beside you. She looks up at me, eyes red. I built that company. We built it. She shakes her head. You waited for me to fail. I warned you. You were jealous, she says. I was patient. Tears spilled down her cheeks. I didn't mean for it to go this far. Then why did it? She covers her face. I felt powerful. I didn't want to answer to anyone. Not even me. Especially not you, she whispers. That hurts more than the betrayal. I sit down across from her. Was there something between you and Liam? She hesitates. Answer me honestly, I say. It wasn't physical, she replies quickly. But, she swallows. I like the attention. I nod slowly. That's enough. She reaches for my hand. It meant nothing. It meant you crossed a line. I was lonely, she says desperately. I was in the same house. You were distant. After you pushed me away. She cries harder. I made mistakes. Yes. I can fix this, she insists. Ow. I ask quietly. I'll apologize publicly. I'll step back. I'll do whatever you want. I study her face. I once loved this woman more than anything. I gave her everything. But something inside me feels empty now. Do you love me? She asks suddenly. I pause. I loved who you were. Her expression breaks. Please, she whispers. Don't leave me. I'm not choosing revenge. I say softly. I'm choosing peace. She shakes her head. We can rebuild. Respect can't be forced, I reply. I'll earn it back. You should have protected it. Silence fills the room. Finally, she whispers. Are you filing for divorce? Yes. The word feels heavy, but steady. She looks shattered. After everything? Because of everything. She stands abruptly. You're abandoning me when I need you most. I stood by you when you didn't need me at all. She says nothing. I walk toward the hallway, then stop. I didn't expose you to destroy you. I say without turning around. I expose the truth because I refuse to live in it. Her quiet sobs follow me. In my study, I sit alone. I don't feel triumphant. I feel tired. I open my phone and text Daniel. It's time. He replies instantly. I stare at the wall and whisper to myself, this isn't revenge. It's closure. And for the first time in a long while, I feel free. 6 months later, the office feels different. Not louder. Not richer. Just honest. I stand in the boardroom as Maya adjusts the presentation screen. You're sure you don't want the CEO title? She asks. I'm sure, I reply. You earned it. She studies me. You could take it. I don't need the spotlight. You used to say that. I mean it differently now, I say. She nods slowly. Transparency reports go public today. Good. No hidden transfers. No side contracts. That's the point. I answer. She smiles slightly. You've changed. I had to. Later that afternoon, Olivia knocks on my office door. Come in, I say. She steps inside carefully. Do you have a minute? Yes. She closes the door behind her. I wanted to say something. I'm listening. I didn't know about the car, she blurts out. I thought it was approved. It was approved, I say calmly. Just not by me. Her face flushes. I felt horrible after everything came out. You didn't do anything wrong. I should have refused it. You were rewarded publicly, I reply. That pressure isn't easy to reject. She looks relieved, but still uneasy. People said I was involved. I know. I wasn't. I believe you. She nods slowly. Thank you. You're still doing good work, I add. Keep it that way. I will. As she reaches the door, she pauses. You handled everything with dignity. I almost smile. It didn't feel like dignity at the time. She leaves quietly. Later, Daniel calls me. Divorce finalized, he says. I figured. She didn't contest much. I know. She's keeping a low profile. I heard. He hesitates. Any regrets? I think carefully. No. Good, he replies. Liam resigned last week. I expected that. No charges filed, he adds. But his reputation is damaged. I didn't aim to ruin anyone. You aim to protect yourself. Yes. After the call, I lean back in my chair. Victoria's name no longer trends online. Her interview stopped. Her publicist released one final statement about personal growth and reflection. I don't comment. I don't need to. That evening, I walk into a dealership alone. A salesman approaches. Looking for something specific? Yes, I say. What catches your eye? I glance at a sleek silver coupe under bright lights. That one. Excellent choice, he replies. It's powerful. I'm not here for power. He looks confused. Then what are you here for? A fresh start. He laughs lightly. Cars can't do that. They can remind you, I say. Of what? That you're moving forward. I sign the papers without hesitation. When I sit behind the wheel for the first time, I don't feel pride. I feel calm. No cameras. No applause. Just quiet. I drive home slowly. The house feels larger now. Quieter, but not empty. I stand in the driveway, looking at the car under the evening sky. For a moment, I remember that night at the gala. The applause, the humiliation, the smile I forced. I whisper softly to myself. I thought losing a car was humiliation. The memory doesn't hurt anymore. But losing respect was the real betrayal. The words feel steady. And finding my voice, that was my victory. I close my eyes briefly. I don't hate Victoria. I don't even resent her. I understand her now. Power changed her. Silence changed me. But clarity rebuilt me. The company stands stronger. The numbers are clean. The culture is honest. Maya leads with confidence, but listens carefully. I remain involved, but grounded. No shadows. No hidden control. Just structure and balance. My phone buzzes with a message from Maya. Quarterly growth looks solid. Proud of this team. I reply, me too. I step inside the house and turn off the lights one by one. There is no dramatic ending. No final confrontation. Just peace. For the first time in years, I don't feel the need to prove anything. I don't need applause. I don't need validation. I have control over my life again. And that is enough.